Yo, what is good, y'all? It's your boy Bolo Biggs. Welcome back to the Highway Life, guys. The sun is starting to come out, so I'm gonna take full advantage of it and get as much done as possible for this episode so that you guys can get some usage out of it. I plan to attack a lot, so stay tuned. Let's just go. Here's where I left off with you guys. Today I'm just finishing this up. The first piece is gonna go on the bottom. The reason I'm doing the bottom first is so that I am flush to the face. Switch out to shorter nails. Looking good. Up front, see how it's flush here? Now when I put this piece, it'll hide all that. I may end up still doing the trim. So now I have to do my markings so I know how to cut out the cabinet window. So all I've done is place a mark there, 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 and same thing on the other side. What to do is take a ruler, straight edge, come all the way down, same thing there, and come across both times, and that'll be my pocket. It's still going to be usable to put onto my my actual cabinet door. I'm just going to go ahead and use my jam saw. Got a decent blade on it. All the necessary cuts that I need to do from all the angles, all the lines. Now it can just be cut out. But I'm actually going to switch over to my jigsaw. Not as hard as I thought it was going to be. Now the reason why I'm doing this also, guys, is because I'm going for the flush look and making sure my beads line up once I place it onto the cabinet door. I'm gonna paint the ledge probably white, leave the ceiling alone. I can shift it over to left or right, up and down, to get it precise before I put my hinges on. I actually have that piece out just to kind of play with it. I divided the board, the other half is sitting on the floor. So this here can now be removed at any given time. I wanted to keep this shelf back here, my bookcase kind of whatever, to be an open concept and nice and simple. All I've done is taken a inexpensive crown molding, turn it upside down, and the other one is turned the opposite way. This one is going to be permanent. This one I'm going to do with a screw on the sides and in the middle. I wanted the top piece to be removable because I do have to work with wires in the back. So I'm going to put the bigger edge on, oh shit, on the bottom. You got to make sure you don't leave your fingers there, because if you have a blowout, that would be kind of painful. See that nice crown molding look, and a side view of what it looks like. And then this one, thick here, and then it goes smaller. I don't know, I just kind of like the way it looked. So I'm going to use these trim screws. I accidentally drilled into my screw and it obviously wouldn't go all the way in, so I went right next to it. I'll have to fill that in with wood putty. I've decided to put only one on each section because it's pretty strong already. Sorry for the lighting, guys. Now these won't get filled in with wood putty or anything like that, so it's just gonna get painted, and hopefully that'll blend in enough, because again, I need this to be removable. It's a good example of a blowout. Even though I went in straight, it took off on its own and popped out through the bottom. Guys, I have to apologize. I just lost my halogen lamp back here, and I don't have any more bulbs. I basically was just sanding everything after I did some wood putty. But this here is the cabinet above my head area for the bed, my open shelf system, my window to access the other window, the handicap door window, my other cabinet, and here is the piece that actually is removable should I need to repair my glass window. I just need to fasten that in, but all it really needs is just paint, and then just hang my hinges and come up with a latching system to lock it in place. I'm gonna go ahead and address this, close this off, but I'm gonna have a door system. This one here will be able to open inwards. Once I get it sanded down, I can go ahead and drill them in place. This is the one that's gonna actually be the door. I'll line it up nicely and put hinges on it, so if I need access, I can just open it. I use the same hinge on all my application. They're easy to work with when it's on the outside. I'm not as good hanging it from the inside. When I placed these boards in the framing, I did it just splitting my 2x4 so that this would be flush. Gonna hit this up with a little bit of paint while I still have some good weather. 2 coats of flat black spray paint. Makes it look nice and clean. Hit my seams up with cack so that there's no airflow, air drafts. Pretty much where the seams are at that connects my boards. I'm not doing it everywhere, so not to get carried away. This door that leads into the other garage does not have cack around the seam of the inside. I will be using a weather stripping on the other side. I didn't do this seam. I'm saving that right before I go home. I didn't want to come in contact with it since I'm still working around it. While I was painting, I went ahead and attacked this area just to get it ready. It's time to address Joey Small's cabinet system underneath her bench seat. A rectangle structure, a board on the front, 2 boards on the side, and the one in the rear will be the door. I've already placed that one inside because I don't want to have to pull my bench seat out because it is fastened down pretty damn tight, bolts up top and bottom. I do have a foam board to insulate that exposed metal there so that there's no thermal transfer. The other area that I wanted to finish was the storage compartment area for the kitchen galley. This is where the pots and pans is going to be. The drawers will be there. And then the door, cabinet door, probably going to be the same system as the bench seat with a magnetic system. I wanted my sideboards, the 2 pieces on the side to be on the inside so that I could be, so that I could be flush there. I did have to cut notches on the board so that I can clear the bolts on the inside. I have not decided if I want to close off the back or not, or just leave it an open concept. It's not like you can actually see it from the outside. They just need to be processed down, sanded, and I'll show you what I do with the finish. So this is something I purchased on Amazon. It's 27 inches by 25 feet, $65 roll. It's a rubberized material. It does come in bigger sheets. What they normally use this for is the garage, a home garage, to lay down on your garage floor so that you can drive up and on it and protect your concrete. I like how thin it is, but also how thick it is. I've already used it a few times. I love it. Easy to work with. It rolls out once the temperature comes up a little bit. It does flatten itself out, but it also gives you the opportunity to roll it back up if you need to. I am cutting it out in sections and then gluing it using adhesive of sort to place it onto my board. So what my man Wabino is working on is cutting that material to the exact dimensions of the boards we're putting up. Say hi, Wabino.
Hello.
Not sure how we're gonna get it to stay on the board. Got a few ideas, but we'll see.
Crazy glue.
Crazy glue. A shitload of crazy glue. So now he's just painting it. One side of the board, which is gonna be the visible side. The side that he's painting is this. When it's in place, when you look inside the box, you're gonna see black. And then on the outside, all you're gonna see is this nice finish.
The reason why I'm using that material, guys, it's very easy to use, work with, very friendly. I can use scissors or a blade and use a ruler. And it's very affordable. I mean, I got 25 feet by 27 inches for only 65 bucks. Again, it does have bigger sheets, 4 feet by 8 feet, 10 feet, and then 15 feet. I am gonna order a bigger sheet so that I can cut it in one piece to do the garage area floor and the front cab area floor, as those areas will get the most traffic as far as dirty shoes, wet shoes, snow conditions or what have you, I can easily wipe it down to clean it up or take an air hose to it. The main reason why I am using it, the honest reason, I'm tired of using beaded boards and paint. I wanted to give the bus some contrast, but also the nice appeal look, rugged look, to protect my boards because they are thinner. It does absorb impact well, but just the longevity. Ooh. I was trying to protect my investment, guys. I plan to have the bus for a very long time, or if I pass it on, I know that I have a well-built bus. My liquid nail that I use on my subfloor, my go-to CAC, OSI quad black, my 3M spray. So what I'm testing is to see how strong it is, even though it is coming up. Again, this is about 20 hours. The next one is my subfloor liquid nail. I'm purposely trying to get it up. I just want to see how strong it is. This one came right off. Okay, this has the most adhesion. Did I say that right? So it's not fully cured, but it's still sticky as hell. I gave the other two material a shot. I'm just gonna stick with what I know and use the black CAC as my adhesion to make the rubberized thing matty, sticky to the board so that it doesn't fall. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Scuffing up the back side of my rubberized matting to give it some texture. I feel like it's gonna give the glue CAC more adhesion. Never mind. Why does it seem like every time I get on a row, it starts to rain on me? I had to put everything inside, so I'm gonna wait this out. My man Rubino is putting some CAC on the board. That's good. And then we're gonna spread it out. Make sure you release it. And then we're gonna spread. He has to release it, otherwise he'll keep oozing out.
Pressure.
Now we're gonna spread it out. Just using, show them plexiglass. Just using pieces of plexiglass, and we're gonna go pretty thin on it. Spreading it evenly now. We've pretty much painted on, and then on the last pass, just doing one smooth one. Now I'm just gonna place it towards the edge, but I left myself a little bit of a smidget hairline to work with so that it doesn't catch on anything, and then I'm just gonna work my way. Make sure there's no bubbles, and then I turn it upside down and put some weight on it. First 4 pieces we did underneath these containers and buckets, I'm just using it for weight to get a nice press down on it. Only in Virginia can you get t-shirt weather, rain, and snow all in the same week. Come on, bro. Home skillet there is cutting the last piece for now so that we can put that in the garage area, but he is struggling.
I can't.
You can, and you will.
I got it though. Yeah, I got it right.
So we actually used a bunch of cardboard box and made a template. Whoa, let there. The CAC. And I got all my nephews saying CAC. Gotta clean this up right here.
Yeah, just the edges. Here, there you go.
Alright, let's back up. Let me see what it looks like. Yeah, that's what's up. I should introduce y'all. So these are my 2 favorite nephews. We're not gonna talk about the 3rd or the 4th and the 5th and the 6th. I got a big family. So this here's Babino. That's Taylor-Aid, Lil Tay. Lil Tay!
What's up?
Yeah, that's my boys. Underneath the bench seat for the storage area, I had to cut my foam board in 2 pieces because I couldn't get it around the rail. And then I just put some heavy duty duct tape on top. Instead of going with a wooden board, I decided to use my rubberized mat. Cut it to size. And that's what it's going to look like. I'm going to let it settle because I did just cut it right off the roll. We went ahead and drilled 2 holes on each side. We'll probably have to put 2 on up top. But we're going to place the board from the front. The screws will actually come from the back side into the wood so that we don't have any showing. I'm gonna go ahead and actually go ahead and put 2 holes on the top there. Like on the inside, top and bottom. Placing the board that's in the back, and we're gonna go from this side out again because I don't want to take the chair out to do so. Yes, I forgot to paint the metal black. Not a big deal because I can always do that. But here's what it looks like. Overall look. I'm gonna get a little tape to place the door, so it's nice and flush.
And then
Yeah, so we just gotta figure out how the hell we're gonna make that door work. Check it out. Snow's all gone. And we're back in tank top. Go figure. Getting ready to place my hinges for the storage underneath the seat. I needed a bottom support for the other half of the hinge. So basically I just took the same board and I just cut about, I think it was an inch or inch and a half, just enough to give me room for my hinges. And then I will be placing it like that. Slide it over, make sure I have a good gap so that it opens and closes easily. Once it's said and done, it's gonna look pretty kind of clean. I may end up putting an aluminum corner piece just to clean it all up. And I'm just gonna line it up where the hinge sits. I'm just gonna draw an outline so I can cut the rubber mat off so that this is flush. Thing I do have to address, this rail part, the one on the bottom sits further down, so my board here doesn't really have any support, so I will have to compensate for that and maybe put some back support. How the garage storage compartment door turned out. I did have to add a bottom piece. All I did was take part of it from this actual board just to get this off the ground so I can make sure I'm 100% clearing things. Just using simple latches to hold in the garage wall door. One for the top and one for the bottom. That way my wood doesn't warp. I am gonna call this good. That wall is complete. This door's on. I did have to go with different sets of screws for my locks because the black ones that came with it were a little too long and I didn't want to pierce through that door. If you notice that there's a bigger gap than I had previously, once I place the bed, I want to make sure 100% that I can clear the bottom in case I'm not in proportion as far as my measurement. I'm just taking safety precautions. Show you how it works. Obviously you guys know how it works. Quick look at how the kitchen galley turned out. That board is flush from the inside. We did have to screw from the outside in, but I made sure to use screws that kind of match the overall look of it. This just needs to be fastened down. I taped this so you guys can get the overall look of it. Still need to figure out how I'm gonna keep it closed. I like the flat flush look of it, so I made up still using the magnet system. This door is ready to be put back on. I still need to put back support for there. Just like on the inside. I did decide to go with some aluminum angles to protect my corners so that it doesn't get damaged, and that's what it's gonna look like. And obviously I painted the metal so that it matches everything. Put one on this side and I'll put one on the other side. Then moving along, Joey Small's footrest storage desk area. I went ahead and used the rubberized mat for that also to give it some protection and some durability. Aluminum angle. I forget what it's called, guys. I just need to figure out what kind of screws I'm going to use. Probably countersink so it looks nice. Alright guys, I'm going to call it for this episode. I'm kind of frustrated that the lamp went out on me. But basically it's just painting and then I got to put the hinges on. I was all over the place on this episode, but I do hope you guys got some good use out of it. That's all I got, man. Be good to each other. Your boy Big loves you. I'll see you on the flip side. Deuces.